Hi, I'm Eric, co-founder of NodeBlocks and an active contributor at CityDAO. The concept of Harbinger taxes has been gaining a lot of popularity lately, and CityDAO has taken a very active role in seeing them come to life. But what are Harbinger taxes, and what does it have to do with physical land, NFTs, and DAOs? This video explains the basics of a radically different approach to asset ownership and community participation. I'm also going to show you how you can experiment with Harbinger taxes in your own community too. The concept of Harbinger taxes was first conceived in the mid-1900s by the economist Arnold Harberger. More recently, in 2018, the concept of Harbinger taxes was popularized in the book called Radical Markets. Then it was written about by Vitalik Buterin, Princeton University, Chicago University, and many more sources, as you can see from this quick Google search. The easiest way to understand a new concept is to start by understanding the problem it aims to resolve. Maybe you live in a nice neighborhood, but have a bad neighbor who drags down your property value. Maybe someone in your DAO doesn't participate and just wants to profit off the hard work that other people do. Or maybe the entry price of an NFT community you want to join is inflated by speculators, preventing you from being able to contribute to its growth. The root of all three of these problems is the same. When people own an asset, they own it forever, no matter what, regardless of the damage or disruption it might cause to the people around them. On one side, we must have good, clear property rights so that people can make good long-term decisions with their assets. But in a community environment, bad owners can disrupt that community and its members. Harbinger taxes aims to balance these two things. It aims to ensure the owners of an asset have the good, clear rules they need, while also ensuring the community doesn't get harmed in the process. Here's how it works at a high level. Everyone's asset in a community is continuously up for sale. Anyone can buy any one of those assets at any time. The asset's owner can set the sell price to whatever they want, but a recurring tax is levied on their asset, set at a percentage of the sell price that they determined. This tax creates an incentive to set the sell price at the optimal price point, because if the sell price is set too high, then no one will want to buy it, which maybe the owner might not want someone to buy it. And the tax would also be higher, which conversely, the owner might not want to pay a super high tax either. On the other side, if the sell price is set too low, then the tax will be super low, which maybe the owner is happy about. But it also means the asset might get scooped up off the market by someone else who wants it, which maybe the owner doesn't want to sell. So the owner has to find that optimal price point. If a person doesn't participate in a community with their asset, that's okay, because the community can still benefit through the collection of the asset's taxes that goes to the community treasury. A lot of this is difficult to track in the real world, but blockchain technology has made it much, much easier for all this to work. And CityDAO is one of the communities that took some initiative on this front. CityDAO is a decentralized community on a mission to create a Web3 city of the future. Last year in 2022, two separate proposals were put up for vote by CityDAO citizens to try experimenting with Harbinger taxes. This motivated me and my co-founder Bhargav to put up our own proposal, CIP-129, to build the foundational technology of a Harbinger tax ecosystem that CityDAO or any other community anywhere in the world could use. At the time of this recording, we've completed the first 3 milestones in this CIP, which was to create an MVP of all that I've said so far and have it live on Ethereum testnet. Here's the live working demonstration of how the Harbinger taxes could work in the real world using smart contracts and an easy-to-use marketplace interface that we built exactly for this purpose. First, there's a few assumptions. Let's assume that in this example, there's a community called Parcel 0, which represents a total of 8 different pieces of land in the real world, labeled as Parcel 0 number 1, Parcel 0 number 2, and so on. Let's also assume in this example that the lease or the land title agreements of each of these 8 properties is legally attached to that unique NFT. So in this example, the owner of the NFT is also the owner of the lease or land title agreement for that piece of land. This means that when someone wants to buy that lease or buy that title agreement, then they have to buy one of the Parcel 0 NFTs. Make sense? When someone buys the NFT, they get the lease or title agreement that comes with it. Let's also assume that the Parcel 0 community has a 10% annual tax rate. This means that for each year a person owns one of the Parcel 0 NFTs, the owner needs to pay a 10% tax on whatever the current list price is. Next, let's also assume that if the owner of an NFT defaults on paying their taxes for the Parcel Zero NFT, then they have to pay a penalty fee similar to how late payments work in the real world. In this example, let's say the standard penalty fee for defaulting on tax payments is 0.1 Ethereum. On testnet, of course. Here you can see that the current owner of this parcel NFT has set the list price for it as this. They have prepaid this amount of Ethereum for their taxes, and that there's this amount of time remaining in their tax deposit that runs out in this many days. So they'll need to replenish their tax prepayments, or they'll end up in a default and pay a penalty. So if I want to buy one of these Parcel Zero NFTs, I would have to click on it and then click buy. I need to determine what the new list price is going to be. Because remember, as soon as I buy it, it also goes back up for sale at the new list price that I determine. Then I would choose how much of a tax deposit I want to put up front. I can choose to prepay taxes for as low as 1 week in advance, all the way up to 5 years. If I end up selling my NFT in a shorter amount of time, then I'll be refunded the difference. So in summary, here's the current list price I'll be paying, plus the tax deposit that I selected, plus the penalty deposit in case I were to default on those taxes in the future, totaling this much Ethereum on testnet. I'll click buy. And now I'm the new owner of that NFT. And in this experiment, theoretically, I would be the owner of the lease agreement or the title agreement attached to that NFT. You can see that the new list price that I chose is here. The amount of prepaid taxes that I have left are here. And the length of time that those prepayments of taxes would last is here. All of those prepaid tax payments are held in a smart contract until the Parcel Zero community is ready to deposit the amount of them that's allocated to them into their own treasury. Anyone can see the treasury and all its on-chain transactions with direct links included to the Etherscan details. Now that the community has money in the treasury that it collected from taxes, the community of the 8 different owners now get to decide what to do with that money. In some ways, every Harbinger Tax-based community in the real world, whether a physical land or otherwise, all function similarly to a DAO, because every community NFT can also function as a governance or voting token. And that's why we built the platform like this. Proposals can be created by community members for other members to vote on, like in this proposal here. If you were an owner of this governance NFT, then you could theoretically vote on this proposal as well. Our platform integrates directly with Snapshot or Tally if that's what you like to use for your community voting. If you click on Dashboard, then you can see a bunch of analytics of what's going on within the Parcel Zero community. If you click on Events, then you can claim reputational badges and proof of attendance NFTs that the community distributes to its members. And more functionality is coming in the future too. Thanks for checking out this demo video. We hope you'll join our waitlist and try out your own Harbinger Tax community as well. We'd love to help you in that process, and we'd like to work with you along the way to help make sure it succeeds. I'm Eric, co-founder of NodeBlocks, active contributor in CityDAO. This has been your demo of CIP-129 up to and including the conclusion of Milestone 3.